I'm going to talk about Persepolis from Marjane Satrapi, the first delivery of the English project. I'm going to talk about a little biography about her. She was born the 22nd of November 1969 in the Raj, Iran. She was an Iranian artist and writer, was an only child in a wealthy progressive family. Her father was an engineer and her mother was a cloth designer. Uh, Then she was sent to study in Austria at the age of 14 because problems in the revolution and problems in her country. Then she comes back in Iran and she studied art in the Tehran University and achieved a master in the visual communications. Uh, then she goes to Paris, where he lives now. She met Christopher Blaine, who was the connection to the L Association, a very important writer firm, the ones who recommend her to put her childhood memories in a comic, and then she develops and published the books Persepolis 1 and Persepolis 2 in France, and also she published another books about this topic. Okay, for the book Persepolis, I want to mention that in an interview that she was made some years ago, she mentioned that the book itself isn't a biography of her. It's just an experience that she lived back then, and she tells it to be a story to make the people like it. So it's very important that, and I quote her in the introduction because she mentioned that the people have a judge about her country because a little extremists that make the Iran a bad country when isn't. So the book, I want to mention the chapters. The first one is the veil, when she mentioned the when she was a child, she was in a bilingual school, and in one moment to another in the revolution have to use the veil. So it's very complicated because they have to separate the boys to the girls, and it was a very difficult conception to her. In the bicycle chapter, she was a very creative girl and wants to be like prophetic. So he was in revolutions and wants to know everything and wants to make everything better. In the water cell and in the Persepolis chapter, they make a lot of reference in the history. They tells about how they were poor because the grandfather was the prince in that epoch and was overthrown by the Shah. In the letter, they mention um, a relation between the maid and the neighborhood, and they have a little problem because they are in different social classes. So they mentioned that, and for Satrapi was very confused at that part because she seems that they were equal in the party. Um, she was going to the revolution uh, part, and was the Black Friday who was very they killed many people. So the mother was very worried about her, and after that the king was overthrown, and they liberated about 3,000 people, and was a very important things to the epoch, and was at this finished the page 49 of the book.